I've been raised on the farm since day one, so I was born into it. My grandfather came in here in 1905. I want to continue the farm for him and generations to come. So
I think it's a privilege that we get to be here. It's just a wonderful way of life.
What job is there that you can go to work with your dad and brother, with your kids by your side? Doesn't get much better than that.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Good afternoon, everyone tuning in to this live curling action from Swift Current. My name is Rory McCusker, and we have got some international top-tier curling this afternoon. Young Japanese team skipped by Honoka Sasaki. This is a team that's been absorbing everything they can from their mentors in the Japanese curling program. Kind of what we could consider a farm team. This team has been traveling with the pros, traveling with Team Fujisawa, learning all they can, understanding the process that goes into being a top-end curling team. So with the support of the Japanese curling program, this young Honoka Sasaki team taking on Stefania Constantini, Olympic gold medalist Stefania Constantini, winning the mixed doubles event in the Olympics. So catapulted into stardom is Stefania. Well, looks like we're getting right into it here. Love to see it. Love me a messy first end. Both teams would have had some time on the ice here for a pregame practice. They each throw a rock there and back, and then last stone drawn to the button. So each thrower has some practice here, and each skip will have seen about 8 rocks come down. So not a totally fresh sheet, but still carving new paths in the ice. That is sometimes why you see teams kind of play it a little more open and clean in the first end, just try to get a sense of the sheet, but nope, not today. These two teams saw center guard and they're going right for it. Love it. Which means more entertaining shot making for you and me, the audience, right away. Second, Angela Romay. I am terrible with last names, but I'm just going to gut through it. Takes the center guard off. Apologies here, ladies and gentlemen. I've got the rock colors assigned to the wrong team here. I'll fix that right away. No problem. There we go. Does that look better? I think so. Do I have the right team with hammer? I don't know. I think Constantini's got hammer. That looks better. I am a one-man band back here, people. Scoreboard, cameras, stream setup, audio, commentary. Trying to manage it all, but don't mistake this for complaining. I cannot picture a better way to spend my Saturday watching and streaming curling. So Team Sasaki has taken advantage of the mess that they were able to create in this first end and find themselves sitting 3 at the top of the rings. None of those stones are available to be frozen to. Really not a lot of hit and roll options for Team Constantini. It's going to be a bit of work for Stefania Constantini to create a deuce scenario here, although all you need is 1 miss. But with these very nice ice conditions here in Swift Current, we've already seen a very high level of play from these teams so far. Not a lot of misses to be found out here. Really good swing in the ice, lots of curl, pretty consistent draw weight pass. The sweepers seem to have a good grasp on things. Not a lot of confused faces being made so far in this tournament, so these are all signs from the curlers that the ice conditions are quite nice, which is going to allow us a very high level of play here. Bit of a rollout there. If Team Constantini plans on scoring multiple points, they need to keep their rocks in the rings. So, missed opportunity there to get a little roll behind a guard. Sasaki just looking to occupy the valuable areas of the rings. Of course, they could throw a center guard and really try to, you know, dictate a force or a steal scenario, but I think they're satisfied just occupying that top 4, top 8 area. That one slides a bit deep, but it's not going to be very consequential. Tie game scenario here. Stefania Constantini has no real reason to go wild with her strategy and try to make any taps or freezes or anything like that. They'll be satisfied with just clearing the valuable scoring area. Our third rock thrower, Marta Lo Deserto. Can you tell I'm from Regina? I don't have a lot of international names I need to pronounce on a day-to-day basis very often, so I struggle pretty hard. Marta almost makes her hit and roll there, but once again, you can see those rocks grouped to the side there. 2 hit and rolls and 2 hit and rolls out in a row for Team Constantini. And now that's Now that that rock on the button went unchallenged, Japanese team Sasaki will have a chance at guarding it up and maybe creating a steal scenario here in the first end. We'll be looking to guard this one straight on. Really digging these red and orange crisscross plaid style shirts and team jackets that Team Sasaki here has. Very groovy. Coming deep on that attempt. At the very deepest, they were wanting that top 12, top 8. Coming to the back of the rings there doesn't do much good for them. They already had 2 stones in the rings. Attempting that one on the button was an opportunity missed. Stefania Constantini probably not holding out much hope for the blank here, but she will remove these 2 stones while she has an opportunity, recognizing that there's not a great opportunity here to get 2. She could try some type of tap back here, but really that's the opportunity for Sasaki to be wide open to blast it out. So they're just going to attempt to clear these rocks, play it safe, and you never know. They might get a rollout on the forthcoming hit, Team Sasaki, which will leave them with a blank opportunity, which would be really a good result considering how messy this end was looking for a little while. Nice low 5 with the mitts on. Skating full speed by her second, Angela Romy. Love it when there's a bit of pizzazz put on high 5. You really feel that they mean it. Good stuff. Honoka Sasaki will try to put this rock, well, first she'll try to remove the Constantini stone, but she'll try to leave her rock in a position that will be difficult to double off for a blank. Looks like they're going for the nose here, and she'll do exactly that. That's a pretty tough blank attempt to take on. So, yeah, Stefani won't even consider it. She's accepted her fate. There will be a force to 1 if she can successfully remove this stone and keep her in the foot. Couple opportunities there for Stefania Constantini to play a little more aggressively, try to get her 2 points there, perhaps in the middle of the end, recognizing that the blank was not going to happen and they might need to do something a little more aggressive. But like we discussed, it's the first end. We don't really know the ice that well. The players haven't really zoned into the knowledge of the ice that they would like in order to play that aggressively. It's much easier to have the confidence to make those shots when you know exactly what the ice is doing. First end here. Not in that position yet. So, a single point it will be. Stefania Constantini, not a boring first end whatsoever. Team Honoka Sasaki will have the hammer when we come back.
Had some questions about if our houses are painted or they logo. Our events are always painted houses, but in the future coming out, I'm pretty sure we're going to be going to all logo houses. They're a great revenue source for any curling club. You can get your advertisements on there, and usually after the first year, the houses are paid for. It's all free money for you. So hopefully check Jet Ice out for your future in-house logo.
They're back. Sweepers for Team Constantini on this one the whole way. They really wanted this top 4, top button. Very interesting. Interesting because it's another option that Team Constantini has taken towards the what could be considered conservative side of things. Meaning they had an option to throw a center guard, but did not take that option. See if I can't get some camera movement for my audience here. Really bump that production value up. Oh yeah. Curling Stadium Live, free on YouTube, Facebook, wherever you watch your streams. And hey, fans of Curling Stadium already know this, but you can keep tabs on all these games going on out here, not only at this club, but any Curling Stadium club that is hosting their games. You now get a window into the competitive curling circuit like never before. We all see these teams on TSN and Sportsnet and such, CBC sometimes. And to the average curling fan, they might not know, but these teams are super busy. They're playing almost every weekend. They're playing each other in top-tier events. So of the, half dozen times that 2 top teams would play each other, 2 top international teams like this, you really only get to see 1 per year if you're lucky, if you're watching international events on TSN Sportsnet. For Curling Stadium Live, you get to follow these teams' journey from start to finish, September, October, all the way to March and April, where their season ends. Not just championship season. Championship season is extended all curling season long on Curling Stadium Live. A bit of an issue. Stefania Constantini asking Team Sasaki to move to the side a little bit. Sorry, we missed the throw there. Don't see that too often. With the broom way out on the wing there, you can just see Stefani make a little gesture towards Sasaki. Thank you for communicating with your players. Getting them close to the edge there, so my shooter had a clear shot at the broom. It's just good sportsmanship all around. Lots of communication from this Japanese team, which seems to be a staple of the Japanese curling mantra. Just such a cheerful, positive, supportive communication and teamwork that I see from these Japanese teams. Really, really a good reputation to have. And it'll be a peel attempt here. Game plan pretty clear from the Italian Team Constantini. With those first few shots of the first end, I thought we might have a bit more of a centerline battle type game ahead of us, but Stefania Constantini, with her early decision making here in this game, really opting to just limit the options, the possibilities for major disaster, removing that corner guard even though the house was quite clear, not a lot of danger. Second end here, definitely don't want to keep a low pressure scenario on your opponent. Like in these even ends, you think that you'd want to stack the center line as much as you can. Looking to double back here for the Japanese team, which they will make. split screen view as I start to get a little more creative with our camera options here. Let's follow this rock down. See if we can get some good detail. Third rock thrower, Marta Lo Deserto. Italian's such a beautiful language that I butcher in front of our eyes here. Apologies, but what else can I do? Earlier I said young Japanese team. That's not especially true. There's some experience here. I should say new on the international scene, new on the traveling competitive curling circuit. Experienced players with a new lineup, maybe a renewed commitment to the game. It's very tough to be top-end competitive curler. You have to put most everything else in your life on hold. So sometimes there are very good curlers that just choose to take a little break, choose to engage other aspects of their life. Always just a commitment away from returning to their competitive prowess. So certainly true for a few members here on the Sasaki team. Hard the whole way on this one, trying to hold that line. Open house here. Recognizing it is time to make a move. So, Sasaki will drawing around their own low center guard. Early in the end, not as common to see a team with hammer use the center guard, but now that we're on the final third stone, only 3 rocks left to make your multiple score. Unless you're just pure going for the blank, this is the time to make use of it. And unfortunately, the only thing you can't do is come deep here, which is exactly where Team Sasaki is going to end up. Just hangs on at the back. Well, interesting now. Stefania Constantini also recognizing the time is now to make a move. So after a pretty conservative end where this Italian team really probing the opponent, seeing how aggressive they would get, what kind of shots they would play. Now Stefania Constantini will draw around the center guard, try to put some pressure on the Japanese foursome. There's that look we all got to see during the Olympics, this very intense slide out as she sinks down into her slide, just a very unique delivery that we love to see from these characters that we love watching. Everyone does it slightly differently. When the best have a kind of unique quirks to their delivery, it makes it even more fun. So, trying to get buried around this guard. Looks like they're gonna make that pretty good. I mean, of course, a foot or two higher might be perfect. Maybe an inch or two more buried would be perfect, but that is a made shot, unquestionably. Stefania Constantini will put the pressure. Honoka Sasaki. I should mention that there is a lineup change. Team Sasaki will another alternate play in this game. Her name is Mayumi Saito. She will play lead. So we have Saito in at lead. I'm not exactly sure who she's replacing. Lots of communication from these sweepers. Thrower did not like this one out of her hand. Of course, as we can see here, it's very wide. Very wide, quite heavy as well. Bad combination. Bit of a rough start for the Japanese skip so far. And that will be a costly miss if she makes that shot. She's line 2 with hammer. But now, with Stefania Constantini, line 1 in a very good position, already mostly buried. Very little button available for Sasaki to draw to later on. This would be a big opportunity to steal at least a point, if not force the opponent. Stefania Constantini. Goes through her pre-shot routine. Dials in. Oh, how's that for an angle? Gazing right into the eyes of Stefania Constantini as she releases that stone. Supreme concentration on her face. This is looking pretty good. Sweepers like it on and off, but the last few have glid a little further. It doesn't get much better than that. There is a run-back double available. The angles work for that. I don't see how you score 1 by attacking the setup with your shooter. Japanese third lining up a slash double. Pretty difficult shot and very costly if you miss. When you're only aiming for the outside inch or 2 of a stone, that makes it 2 inches away from blowing by the whole thing if you miss. Very risky. I would think if you were to take on a tough shot, it may as well be for 2 points and running back your low center guard. You can also concede a point. Just make a soft weight. Hit on the top one, let the back yellow roll out of the wings and say, hey, well earned, here's your steal, but pretty costly scoreboard decision to make that. So looks like they're lining up that slash to try and get rid of both of these yellow stones. This will be a heater coming down the ice. Yep, solid delivery. Big shove of the stone. Sweeper's working on it. 1 and just 1. Would have had to get that pretty thin to lose that top yellow. It was a nice attempt. It will be a steal of 1 for Stefania Constantini. Team Sasaki with hammer when we come back.
We're for agriculture. For growers, doers, whatever it takers. We're for doing things with purpose. We're for the little guy with big guy dreams. We're for agriculture. We're for you. Nutrien Ag Solutions, leading the field.
just got our shipment of logos here in for our next event, which is going to be the mixed doubles. As you can see, there's a few of them. There's roughly 20 logos per sheet to be put in for the mixed doubles, along with a couple of extra little dots. But all our logos come from Jet Ice. They are the best logos to put in. We use them around the world, and they're very easy to install. As you can tell, this is the center ice logo that's going to be going in for the world. This is about a 4-footer by 10. It's going to look like $1 million. Their colors on their logos are always nice and vibrant. And like I said before, very easy to put in.
Okay, I'll do it when I have time. Hello, welcome back, everyone. Speaking with my tech producer there, James Gordon, Mr. Jet Ice himself. Also got Jerry Gertz on the line, as we try our best to bring you the best curling coverage we can. As my cat steps on my keyboard, get out of here, kitty. Get out of here. And Honoka Sasaki versus Italy's Stefania Constantini. Some fun names for my Regina, Saskatchewan brain to wrap its head around. And the cat is back. Any sudden camera movements, just please know we're done by a kitty. Two perfect shots to start the end here from the Italian team. Giulia Zardini Lassadel. Amazing. What a name. Pretty big shot here from the Japanese lead. Oh, this is our replacement, our alternate. Wow, what a shot. Perfect tap freeze. Just get that name. Mayumi Saito. Saito. Very nice shot. Really perfection to start this end so far. Both teams making their shots. When the leads play 100% like that, we are set up for some action. This will be another tap freeze. Wonderfully made shot. Japanese having hammer, Japanese team here having hammer, will eventually need to address the center guard at some point. They will do so right now. Their first opportunity to, with the free guard zone no longer active. This way. And it'll blow by. Unacceptable. An unacceptable miss. The advantage to being the team with hammer, playing this type of end, is you can, as long as you peel that center guard, any attempt to run back or make a hack weight hit around the center guard, you know, peeling it, there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. However, Team Constantini, as they play that same game, they have to avoid contacting that center guard at all costs. They will replace it right now, of course, Center guard being your most valuable tool without hammer to both force or steal. Either one, you need a center guard to be effective. Oh, my favorite new technique, the back sweep. The sweep into the rock to try and make it curl. Not exactly sure how that coincides with the old sweeping rules that state you must sweep back and forth in front of the rock, but hey, I am not a stickler for this rule kind of thing. I just like noticing the trends as certain techniques become popular, trendy. Certain teams look at other successful teams and go, hey, why are they doing that? Why are they sweeping into the rock like that? And they try it out themselves. There must be something to it. I'm thinking it makes the rock dig and curl. It seems to be the effect that they're going for. Some more big weight here from Japanese team Sasaki. Wait for this one to curl up a bit, and it will blow by once again. That was a very good opportunity to make some rocks move. Those were not very far apart, less than 6 feet. Some more of that back sweep action. We can see on the right-hand side that she's facing directly towards us. Very interesting. Well, it seemed to work out. Perfect center guard. Attempt, run back attempt number 3 coming. Team Japan. This looks like Mari Motohashi. Very early release there, getting the maximum velocity she can. Let that rock go just past the 12 foot. More of a lunge slide than anything. And boom, boom, boom. 3 yellow rocks move. That was the result the Japanese team Sasaki was looking for. They get it there. Very nice shot there. Mari Motohashi celebrates with a nice drink of water. I've realized why my cat is bugging me so much. I'm using his favorite table to house my laptop. Well, sorry, kitty, the people need to see the curling. Team Constantini still fairly satisfied with this setup. They've got a center guard, although it's the other teams. Trying to make this hit and roll. Just a little bit of an overroll, but nothing wrong with that. That would be edge to edge, as they say. A nice height in the house, that top 4 foot height. Is height the right word? Depth, perhaps? The right depth. Asking third rock thrower Mari Motohashi for another big shot here. If she can make a hit and roll, that rock will be sitting high enough in the house that a freeze attempt would not necessarily cut the scoring area down in the way that Team Constantini would like it to. So a made hit and roll here, even just a little flop inside, it's going to be a really good result. Lots of talking with the sweepers there. Lots of information being shared. Again, that Japanese teamwork. Constantly communicating, supporting. A little bit of a camera glitch there. Sorry about that. Trying to coax some curl out of this thing. Looks like they're going to plan B. And roll outside. Recognizing early on that that one was not going to curl, and you can see Mari pointing upwards as to say, I threw that one too heavy. Still a nice high five from her skip. Some more talking, some more support. Love to see it. That's what's striking me so far about these Japanese traveling competitive teams. Just so professional and cheery in the way that they support each other out there on the ice, the way that they communicate. Just nothing seems to bug them too much. And every mistake seems to be bounced back from because of this great team support system they seem to have. All right. Skip to Stefania Constantini. Has been throwing a pretty good game so far. Another really solid delivery. That way she sinks into her throw. It's a very unique, stable delivery. Now, if you're not going to roll behind the center guard there's no real advantage to putting it anywhere in particular. So they're satisfied with just removing the Sasaki stone. And skip Honoka Sasaki will try to manufacture a skipper's deuce here. She's got the tools to do so. She's got a low center-ish guard. Sasaki's first stone. An attempted draw around. She likes this one a bit better than before. She's chasing it down the ice. Really encouraging her sweepers to move on this one. Needs a lot of late sweep to get the depth it needs. No, that will die on them, it looks like. They were on it right away. They didn't seem too panicked, but that one will come up short. Stefania has seen something. She's coming back down the ice. Make a little adjustment. Just looking at the potential double that will be available to Honoka. Too much. There is no opportunity for 2 points here for Team Sasaki. This is all just perfecting the spot she'll be throwing. Just understanding exactly the depth that they're going for here. It's very important to establish this with your team. I think every curler has got caught at some point just saying, oh, you know, we put it somewhere around here, should be good. Then you throw the rock, you high-five your team, you pat yourself on the back. Oh yeah, great shot. Then you go behind the house and you realize, uh-oh, I've left my opponent something. But if I just thought about it for a couple extra seconds and established this with my team, it wouldn't have been there. So it's a hard lesson to learn, but many of us have learned it. And Stefania wants to avoid that situation. Goes, skates back down, establishes the right spot. And now everyone on the team is on the same page as to where they want this rock to finish. Sweepers managing the curl. They waited. Now that the curl is kicking in, they're going to try to finish it hard. May have waited just a hair too long, leaves it pretty high in the house. That'll be a fairly wide open draw for Honoka Sasaki of Japan. Still needs to manage line fairly well here. You don't want to toss this too far out. You'll be in danger of ticking that corner guard. And at the same time, you don't want to throw this too soft with your line. That center line guard might come into play as well. Those are staggered, what we would say, the wrong way. The hole is actually quite a bit smaller than what we see there. Because, of course, the diagonal motion that the rock takes as it curls. Honoka trusts the broom here. Third indicates right on line, ladies. It's all yours. Line looks perfect. The sweepers will just manage the weight. Past the top guard, past the lower guard, and a wonderful shot by Honoka Sasaki. Defends, hammer. Here in the third hand. Was that the right term? Scores a point. Gets her single, is what we'll say. Stefania Constantini up 1 point with hammer when we come back.
We're for agriculture. For growers, doers, whatever it takers. We're for doing things with purpose. We're for the little guy with big guy dreams. We're for agriculture. We're for you. Nutrien Ag Solutions, leading the field.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Welcome back. Honoka Sasaki gets her single point in the third end. For the game here, wide open, or sorry, I shouldn't say that. I'm used to saying wide open first end. We did not have that. We had all 5 rocks in play. In the first end, Constantini fights back. Is able to open up a chance for her single point. Second end was a steal for Constantini, a well-earned one. And our third end there. Go back and forth. Very good steal or force setup by Constantini. But comes up light on her draw to really put the pressure on, and Honoka Sasaki makes a A nice draw, navigating through a backward staggered port. For single point puts us in the fourth end here. Constantini up 2 with him. Pretty nice come around there. Without hammer, not much you can do besides lay up your center guard and get your rocks in front of the opponent's rocks. In the early going of these ends, that's your default tactic. Lots of talk here. Stefania Constantini explaining her thought process to her team. Lots of hand gestures, as we would expect from the Italian team. And this is what all the discussion was about. Do we continue to play into this center line setup? Stefania Constantini, young skip but already quite experienced at the competitive international level, knows if she gets involved in that center line tap scenario, that could very well lead to a force or even a steal. So, letting the opponent take the initiative here. Kind of saying to Team Sasaki, hey, if you're going to want to use this center line and set up so bad, you're going to earn it. So, Sasaki will attempt to get the best of both worlds here. She'll remove the Constantini stone and try to roll into the forefoot as well. It's a very effective shot if made, but quite delicate that roll. They'll have to manage this stone and have confidence in their knowledge of the ice. Lots of communication from the sweepers. Pretty consistent inside the sweep, trying to hold it straight. What a shot. Beauty. There was a 1.5 foot large area where that she could roll to, and she made it perfectly. A 6-foot roll. Jeez. It's just a wonderful shot. Yuki Hayashi, I believe. Team Constantini satisfied with taking off the center guard there. With that made hit and roll, they had not a lot of options. That was such a nice hit and roll by the Japanese team that Constantini tips her hat and goes, all right, you've won that trade, and now we have to get rid of the center guard, which I had mentioned is the lifeline to a team without hammer. You need that center guard if you want to dictate the play. So important, in fact, they'll have to replace it here. Although, the Japanese team being shot rock, biting the button, that's a pretty good scenario. So you'll want to guard that up any day. Stefani investigating what type of outcomes she could get from run back appeal scenario here. They're going to take it on. Should be some big weight coming here. Second, Angela Romai. One, two, three. Moves what she wanted to move. Now, I know it's still a center guard and it's still some messiness in the rings, but that shot had to happen at some point if Stefania Constantini wanted to get rid of that rock in the forefoot. Sticks a Constantini stone in the forefoot themselves under pretty good cover. That is a very nice shot. It's one of those big ones. As a second, you only get so many opportunities to have a big impact on the game, or to make a shot that really flips an end around, and that was one of them. Well done. Mari Motohashi coming off a very good third end. Looking to keep her hot streak alive. Shot here. Attempting a run back. Pretty good. Oh, so close. They were able to remove the Constantini stone in the forefoot, but just weren't quite able to stick their own around. Yeah, it makes you wonder why they weren't sweeping that one. Really big advantage there is they keep their shooter in a very controlling position top of the rings there. Some more discussion here. Don't have player audio available to me, but I speak neither Italian nor Japanese, so I don't think it would do me any good. Good thing the Italians are very expressive in their body language. Might be able to pick up a few things here and there, but you know what, curling? Not a lot of mystery out here. Not a lot of sneaky... not a lot of things you can hide from your opponent, especially at a top level. I think one of the most entertaining things about curling to me is when you see these top level skips talk to their teams. When you hear them talk to their teams, they're putting everything out in the open. Well, if we do this, then she's got this, and like she's really good at this, so she's probably going to make that. I'd actually like to force her into something like this. It's all out in the open. Everyone can hear the openly game planning in front of their opponent. I don't think there's a lot of sports where that's case like it is here, but it all just comes down to respect in that way. You're respecting that your opponent knows the game enough that anything you're noticing, they've probably noticed as well. Some information that you more commonly hear kept secret is, you know, this path seems to be digging, this side of the ice is a little quicker than the other. Those are some very important tactical bits of information that you do see withheld and kind of talked about in private. But as far as strategy and tactics, the way that an end progresses, the opponent can see the exact same rings and rocks that you can, so not much point in keeping that secret. It appears they've come to a decision. Understanding that in third stones here, it's a little late to be picky about the setup of the end. It's almost time to make a move right now. See if you can't get control of that forefoot. The center-ish guard does belong to Team Constantini, who has hammers, so if needed, they could always ram that one back with pretty good results. the roll they were looking for there. A really nice weight thrown, a nice bumper control weight. My third, Marta Lo Deserto. Mari Motohashi prepares again for a hit and roll that can really create a nice situation for her team. Buried shot stone down the center line with no clear draw path. That's the important thing here. If Team Constantini ever gets in trouble with this current setup we have in front of us, it's going to be a tough draw to the forefoot. Geez, both teams getting caught on perhaps a straight spot or perhaps just a positive release from both those two throwers. Either way, having some trouble getting the inside roll that they were both looking for. Team Constantini will try one more time here. And another outside throw with that outside sweeper really trying to work on it. Geez, just seems like neither team can find that inside roll that they've been going for. Skip Honoka Sasaki. Taking no chances here, will remove the yellow stone. They could, being shot stone themselves, ignore the yellow stone and come around the yellow. That might leave some sort of double. I thought in the fourth end here, they might go a little bit harder to try and secure the steal, which would tie the game after 4. That would be ideal. A force here, of course, is acceptable, but it puts you down 2 points and really determines what you'll need to be doing for the rest of the game. I thought we would see Sasaki attempt a centerline draw around the guard there with the miss from Constantini. See, it didn't really punish Team Constantini very much by chasing that yellow stone on the edge of the rings, especially when Sasaki rolls out like that. Kind of gives Team Constantini a bit of a reprieve from their missed hit and roll, as their opponent, Sasaki, chased it anyway. Bit surprising there. This trademark in-hack preparation from Stefania Constantini. Spins the rock like crazy, adjusts her hair, adjusts her jacket, puts her glove in her left hand, and then death stare. Right up the broom. Does not like it. Does not like it. Really waved off as soon as she threw it. It does look very outside. They'll have the outside sweeper really working on this one to try and get some early curl. There's that backward sweep facing directly backwards towards the thrower. And they will get quite a bit of movement out of that stone. That's a Giulia Zardini Lacedelli. Really working that sweeping angle into the stone to presumably make it curl some more. All of this data has been available for a few years. The heat maps, the directional sweeping effectiveness. So this data is available to the curlers. They can interpret it as they will, and they can use it as they will. As I mentioned earlier in the game, this Sasaki team kind of following a bit of a blueprint that the Japanese curling programs set up as their kind of basic farm system, I guess you could call it, where a team or players will travel with a competing team. Such was the case with Satsuki Fujisawa, the well-represented Japanese, or the well-decorated Japanese women's team, enjoying some success the last few Olympic cycles. Rock successfully removed. Team Sasaki will lie 3, and if force was the goal, they have achieved that goal. But anyways, the Sasaki team traveling with members of Team Fujisawa, learning their process, learning the way that they travel and compete and keep themselves in tip-top shape. So kind of up-and-coming Japanese team, Sasaki here, spreading their wings, getting out on their own, and competing at a high level, as we've seen today. A successful end from Team Sasaki. Team Constantini would have loved to just keep this end wide open and blanket, move on with hammer and a point, or manufacture some type of open deuce, but no, they've had to deal with Team Sasaki this whole end, forcing things down the center line, creating overlaps, creating a messy house. But Team Constantini's had to work pretty hard to just maintain their shot at one point here. So, shooting against 3, Stefania Constantini, last rock, 4th end. It is a moderately open draw to the 8-foot, but it's facing 3. Sweeper's a bit on and off. Rock is gliding. Looks like it will go too far. Will they give up? 1 point. Team Sasaki puts together a very good end, puts pressure on Team Constantini, ends up scoring a point to tie this game 2-2. Going into the 5th end, Stefania Constantini will have hammer.
We just got our shipment of logos here in for our next event, which is going to be the mixed double. As you can see, there's a few of them. There's roughly 20 logos per sheet to be put in for the mixed doubles, along with a couple extra little dots. But all our logos come from Jet Ice. They are the best logos to put in. We use them around the world, and they're very easy to install. As you can tell, this is the center ice logo that's going to be going in for the world. This is about a 4-footer by 10. It's going to look like $1 million. Their colors on their logos are always nice and vibrant. And like I said before, very easy to put in.
I've been raised on the farm since day one, so I was born into it. My grandfather came in here in 1905. I want to continue the farm for him and generations to come. So
I think it's a privilege that we get to be here. It's just a wonderful way of life.
What job is there that you can go to work with your dad and brother, with your kids by your side? Doesn't get much better than that.
Welcome back, internet curling audience. It's another glorious weekend of competitive curling for free on your electronic device of choice. What a time to be alive. We bring you all 6 sheets of the S3 Group Curling Stadium Series here in Swift Current. All 6 sheets. Unbelievable. You were on the correct game here. Team Sasaki really fighting back, earning that steal. Of course, Stefania Constantini had an outturn draw for her single point to go up 3-1. But Team Sasaki putting good pressure on the Italian team. Constantini comes deep on her draw, gives up a steal of 1. 2 feet deeper, it would have been a steal of 3. So, hey, sometimes it's just about putting pressure on your opponent. An open draw to the rings is a lot different than an open draw to the rings against 3. It affects you. I don't care who you are. You are definitely thinking about the heightened consequences of a miss. I'm streaming to you live from Regina, Saskatchewan, my cozy home office, where all season long so far I have been able to enjoy some top quality curling from Minnesota, Saskatchewan, Alberta, Vernon, British Columbia last weekend. So incredible to be able to pop into these rinks where our favorite teams are playing their competitive circuit all season long. They're winning money. They're, more importantly, earning tour points. They're practicing for the championship season ahead. And we get to tune in for the first time ever. It's just a glorious time in curling fandom, where, especially with social media accounts, we get to see the personal side of these teams. And then with technology like Curling Stadium Live, we get to get right into these rinks where they're playing their games. It's like they always were celebrities, but now we get to follow them as much as we could possibly like. Learning about curling and teamwork, all that good stuff along the way. So thank you for joining me today. Go ahead and comment in the YouTube chat or Facebook chat where you're watching from. Maybe meet a friend. And if you want a trick on how to read all those Japanese comments on the side of the stream, because as we can see, there are a ton, and I just love that you guys are tuning in from all over the world. If you right-click on the chat and select Translate to English, you can see the Google translation of those Japanese comments, and I recommend you do that. That's a very cheery, active, knowledgeable even curling crowd that joins us, not just from Japan, but from around the world, to keep up with their favorite teams. Bit of a misread there, just threw it very light. Very soft shot there. Team Constantini an opportunity to draw the open rings. This is the type of end that Stefania Constantini was trying to create last end, which was not able to happen as Team Sasaki really did some good work to lock things up down the middle, address any Constantini threat that was building along the wings. To now, with the free guard zone over and done with, Stefania Constantini gets an open guard zone with 2 of her own rocks in the rings, a very ideal situation for the skip. Especially in this 5th end, where she would love to avoid getting forced to a single point. A blank would be nice, a 2 would be even better. And now for Team Sasaki, the trick is just not to get discouraged. still win this end. They can still use some tactics, some open house tactics to create jam angles and difficult rolls for the opponent. All they need is one Constantini rock to roll out of the rings to defend a 2-point score. Defend against a 2-point score, I should say. Third rocks already as this end just runs along here. These teams are not timed, but are playing quite quick, I would say. More than halfway through the 5th end, only about an hour and 13 minutes after the game started. Quick pace of play so far. Some heat on this one as they'll try to remove 2 stones. Will it curl up enough? Not quite. Those ones are frustrating as a thrower. You know that you threw it so darn close to making it, but you threw it in a way that didn't utilize your sweepers. So you end up thinking to yourself, oh, if I was just a little inside, I guess I could have had my sweepers on it at least. And on those ones, nothing for anyone to do but jog beside the rock and watch it not quite curl up enough. So a little bit frustrating, those misses, because you knew you could have made it. You're that close. You didn't use your teammates. So as we can see, 2 Constantini stones remain in the rings. Team Sasaki has not been able to get a miss or a jam, any of those little tactical things that you're trying to do to make a seemingly open hit not so easy. They'll try one more time to roll this rock over to the opposite side of the rings where they can perhaps set up a jam on that back Constantini stone. Again, on ends like this, there's not much to work with. Very good little switch there. Hands out, right off. Really motivated to get this rock to curl over. Looking pretty good. And they will get that roll. Very nicely executed shot from Team Sasaki, but as you can see, the reward is not that great. All they've done is pushed a slight jam opportunity, ever so slightly closer. Should be a routine hit and roll here for Stefania Constantini. Perfectly managed. Line and weight. Gets it right on the nose. Stefania Constantini throwing quite well. The only memorable miss being that heavy draw in the fourth end to allow a steal. Snaps right out of it and makes a perfect shot on her next one. One last chance to get both these stones moving. Avoid giving up two. Jams the double. Speaking of frustrating ways to miss, that is one of them. You can see them. You can see the Japanese third and skip talking now behind the rings. Yeah, if we only did this, if we only did that. Oh, it just came a little too high. I should have let it curl. It's a couple different ways you could have made that shot. As a result, Stefania Constantini, another routine hit the stick for 2 points. Pretty consistent play. Constantini team doing their job. This open end to set up an open hit for two. We'll have to curl. Well, big swing there. A flashed hit allows Team Sasaki to steal another point. 2 steals in a row. Heading into the 6th end, Constantini has hammer.
We're for agriculture. For growers, doers, whatever it takers. We're for doing things with purpose. We're for the little guy with big guy dreams. We're for agriculture. We're for you. Nutrien Ag Solutions, leading the field.
We just got our shipment of logos here in for our next event, which is going to be the mixed double. As you can see, there's a few of them. There's roughly 20 logos per sheet to be put in for the mixed doubles, along with a couple extra little dots. But all our logos come from Jet Ice. They are the best logos to put in. We use them around the world, and they're very easy to install. As you can tell, this is the Center Ice logo that's going to be going in for the world. This is about a 4-footer by 10. It's going to look like $1 million. Their colors on their logos are always nice and vibrant. And like I said before, very easy to put in.
Team's taking a bit of a break. Their little team meeting, getting caught up. This is point in the game where you should know the ice fairly well. Everyone just having a chat about what they know to be true, what the first couple rocks of the next end are going to look like, and what information they can share with each other that will give them the best chance of making those shots. That's what a curling game is about, just tightening up, getting better and better and better, understanding why you missed your previous shots, understanding how you made some previous shots, applying that to the misses, and just, yeah, trying to get better. As we all know, those 7th and 8th ends, the team that knows the ice the best is the one that's going to win those ends. And this game certainly looks like it'll come down to maybe even the last shot in the last end. Team Sasaki fighting back here. Constantini controlling the game early, but 2 steals in a row have put the Japanese team ahead by a point here in the 6th end. Constantini carrying hammer. Tap freeze there, a little more tap than freeze. It's gonna leave the rock wide open, available for removal. Didn't seem too picky about where they were rolling there. Kind of has me curious. Weren't really sweeping too hard to take the outside roll. Didn't seem too concerned if it rolled inside or not. Wonder what the plan was there. Either way, Sasaki will have the hit and roll opportunity. He used that nearly perfect center guard they have. Halfway into the guard zone. Team without hammer in the 6th end. That's the perfect center guard to work with. Right now with 5 rocks down the ice, Team Constantini can now address that center guard if they wish. Looks like with a rock already in the forefoot, they will take advantage of the situation and draw another one in there. Try to score their 2 or more down the center line. Until, of course, the situation turns around and then they can make another run back or a peel type shot they have been making all game. Confident cleaning and communication from the sweepers. They like it. Near perfect out of her hand. It's a beautiful shot. Just catching up on the comments on the YouTube stream, guys. Really appreciate the engagement. we do it for you guys. So, you know, hearing that you guys love seeing the curling on a weekend like this and having the access, that's great. Love to hear that. Appreciate it. My name is Rory McCusker. I do work with Jerry Gertz and James Gordon, as well as John Benton in the U.S. there. Those three are the real driving force making this happen, spending all their free time just fixing and tweaking little things here and there. Continuous improvement, that's our goal. Just a little bit better every weekend. Love to see that everyone's appreciating the streams. Really good scenario cooking up here for Stefania Constantini's Italian team. This one's going to come up a little short. That was quite an opportunity to lie three with no real serious available hit and rolls inside. Getting later in the end now. Full advantage Constantini here, but what that miss has really set into motion is it's going to take 2 shots to clear the front now. Maybe there's a double peel where they can do it all at once. Well, in fact, I think there is, but still, it just got that much more difficult to bail out of the situation if it ever turns on her. I know it looks good right now for yellow, but with center guards like this, a rock in the back of the forefoot, freeze opportunities, tap opportunities, jam opportunities, that all favors Team Sasaki being able to rescue what could be a bad end. Team Sasaki, on the other hand, looks at this as opportunity. Yes, it looks bad right now, but with a center guard there, an overlap center guard preventing a run back, all it takes is one nice shot to take a big end away from Team Constantini. Looks like they might have it right here. Rolled off quite a bit more than I anticipated. And it might be more than Team Sasaki anticipated as well. As that stone was curling in, that looked like it had enough of the top one to kind of stay in place in the top forefoot, top button area there, but it does roll off quite significantly to the point where Team Constantini can likely blast that red rock out of there, freeze, tap it themselves, and really take control of the top of the button. So a difficult shot for Team Sasaki, but a bit of a missed opportunity in how far off they rolled off there. Discussion here. You can see some brooms tapping the inside of that red. I think they're just deciding where they want to leave their shooter at the end of this. Do they want to kick their existing rock in the top of the button over a bit? Or would they like to leave those 2 rocks kind of close together? What you would want to avoid in all scenarios is leaving a roll inside for Team Sasaki. Whoever gets that angle on the top of the button, top of the forefoot, right now it belongs to Constantini, but whoever can maintain that angle through to the end of the skip stones will have the decision-making power as to like what happens to that forefoot scenario. Everyone jockeying for that positioning, so Constantini's team really making sure they all agree and understand where the perfect spot is. Sweepers have been on this the whole way. Now that's in a fine spot. Takes away the inside roll, takes away access to the button. But the problem with that is Constantini is only sitting shot one right now. So while they've taken it away from the opponent, they've also, in a sense, taken it away from themselves. If I was Team Sasaki right now, I would be tempted to take away this in-turn path. I mean, with an overlapped center guard scenario, and Constantini only shot one, if you take away that in-turn path, how does Constantini fight for 2 points? Besides, of course, rearranging the guard zone in the front of the house. So, looks like Team Sasaki is looking inside the rings here, looking at how they can manipulate the top 4-foot area to better position themselves for later. You can see the player showing her teammates exactly where she would think a good rock would be, which appears to be frozen right on top of their own red, which I agree, if you were to drop a rock, if you were to place a rock, as they would say, dead frozen to your own would be a great place to be, but guess what happens if you miss that shot even slightly? You might set up a double, you might overthrow it and tap your own to a much worse location. You could set up a roll inside for your opponent. A lot of risky things happen if you, where their broom is right now, attempting that shot. Lots of opportunity for to make things worse, not better. Sasaki has stolen 2 ends in a row, playing aggressively, playing with an understanding that they have to take the initiative, the onus to make these things happen, and it's been working out for them. So it's tough to argue against going for the perfect result, as they just discussed, and I think I agree. Dead frozen on their own in the top of the 4-foot there is a great spot to be. Really entertaining and taking shape here. Both teams very careful with how they tactically arrange things. It's just, as a fan, so much fun to watch. Very tense. Third stones. Team Sasaki. Sweepers really waited on that one. Now sweeping hard, trying to get some extra finish out of it, and you know what? That's going to end up in a pretty good spot. Light overlap, no double available because of that 1 inch of overlap. Great sweep, great final effort. Sweepers there. They'll catch a breather at the hog line. Well earned. Behind the glass angle, the fans in Swift Current, this is what they see out there. I'll take a moment to show you really what they see out there. No early shakes. Looks like all the games are still on the ice, all 6 sheets. Wondering what's going on in those games? Just check the Curling Zone YouTube channel. We have every single one available to watch. Really interesting overhead here. There's possibility for both teams here. the rocks are coming from top of frame to bottom of frame, we can see the results that will happen if that yellow in the top 8 foot is hit. The natural thing for it to do would be to collide with the red inside of the 4 foot. That would leave Team Constantini line 2 at least. Don't know if there's a way for them to save their back one, but with that angle, it could be close, especially with a soft weight tap, not to remove the red stone in the side of the 4 foot, but just to tap it back about a foot or two. That might count 3 for Team Constantini. But with skip stones still to come, things might change a little bit between now and then. Certainly lots of signaling at that stone in the top 8 foot, as if that is the stone that will be performing whatever action they've deemed is possible. Very lengthy discussion. But it's worthwhile. The game has come down to this. Early on, Constantini really dictating things, leading by 2 points, and then nearly 2 points a game. But 2 wins in a row stolen. Japanese Team Sasaki really cluing in to their throw and the ice paths that they're throwing down. Sasaki really stepping it up in the way that they've been learning about the sheet. But of course, can't forget, a flashed hit in the 5th end prevents Team Constantini from scoring 2, which would have made the score 4-2, but instead, she throws it outside and Team Sasaki steal another one. And we've got a very close game scenario. Final of the 3rd stones for Team Constantini. In this very intense, long end here we've had. Very entertaining. Lots of made shots. Lots of risks being taken by both teams. Really trying to coax some curl out of that one. So, they were going for that tap on the yellow in the top of the 8 foot. It seemed like it was just outside and perhaps a little light. The angle it creates is very interesting though, as there is only one place for that yellow stone in the top 8 foot to go, and that is directly backwards. Honoka Sasaki will have 2 opportunities to try and change this scenario. That certainly favors Team Constantini. The skip stones coming here. Honoka Sasaki. rare physical. We just had one sweeper physically restrain the other on Team Sasaki. Hey, and for good reason. Perfect tap freeze. That's an impressive shot. No wonder. It was such intense. Oh, that was funny. I love seeing that. And they get so motivated. Sweeper's laughing about it now. They've just put that rock in a perfect spot. So, very relieving moment as a sweeper when you know the exactness of a shot is the make or break. You got to get it just right. It's a good feeling knowing that you trusted your instinct and also trusted your observations as the rock was coming down the ice perfectly. Be awfully difficult for Team Constantini to sneak a second counter in there now without removing one of their own. I don't know if that straight tap back is going to result in 2 points anymore. And neither do they. So they will try to shake things up here with Stefania's first. Inside sweeper has been gunning this one from the get-go, right out of Stefania's hand. Will she get it by that top center guard? No, wasn't able to hold it. It's not a terrible result. That center guard wasn't particularly helping Stefania Constantini's team. In fact, Honoka Sasaki is looking at replacing it outright. So, not a terrible result. Again, getting another stone into that forefoot looks mighty challenging now for both teams. Sliding a little deep. Not going to do much of anything, as that tap on the yellows was always a shot that was really loaded up anyways, and another rock on the top of it doesn't really do anything to the motion, angles, or direction really of that rock. I suppose the drag effect, if you were to hit it on the center line side, the yellows that is, before that red rock was just thrown, may have dragged the back yellow into a place where perhaps the angle would work for it to roll to the button. I personally did not see any shot for two before that guard was thrown. Let me know in the comments. Does everyone think that there was a shot for two there with the tap? I guess we'll find out. I suppose the Sasaki guard what it's done is it's forced the angle that this tap will be, that the energy will be directed into this tap. Stefania Constantini wondering the same thing we all are. How is she going to tap this yellow stone back in a way that is not going to remove her own on the button, yet somehow wiggle in between the reds and the yellows and find a piece of the button itself for a count of 2. Not sure if it's possible. Really gonna try to get a zoomed in look for you here. We'll have to follow Stefania's rock. We'll let her show us if this shot was possible. Looks like they're gonna throw it with a bit of weight. Big shot. Stefania Constantini, 6th end, down 1. And everyone holds their breath, waits to see what will happen here. Boom, boom. Gets it. So the angle was such that the roll was actually quite sharp, bringing it across the button. It was totally there. Well managed, well played, really entertaining, and geez, I'm gonna go back and watch that one later. That was a good angle. That was a good lesson in angles and the motion of rocks. So, Team Constantini gets their 2 points. Goes up 4-2. Going into the 7th end, Team Sasaki will have hammer for the first time since the very early in the game.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
We're for agriculture, for growers, doers, whatever it takers. We're for doing things with purpose. We're for the little guy with big guy dreams. We're for agriculture. We're for you. Nutrien Ag Solutions, leading the field.
Welcome back, everyone, to one of the best games I've seen take shape over the past few weeks. Team Sasaki of Japan and Constantini of Italy. Duking it out back and forth here. Really entertaining 6th end. You have the power with YouTube and these Facebook streams to go back and watch. If you were just tuning in and you missed that 6th end, I think you should go and watch the second half of that. So game on here. Slight advantage Constantini with the 1-point lead. Team Sasaki will either need to blank this end or make something of it if they want to have a good chance of winning in the 8th end. They'll either need to be 1 point up, at least, without hammer, or maintain this hammer advantage into the 8th and final end. Going into the 8th end tied is not a very comfortable thing for teams at this level. Manufacturing a steal, and the opponent knows all they have to do is score 1 point to win. Very difficult thing to do if the front end makes their shots. Well, we have seen Flash tip this game. We have seen some misses. We have seen the ice trick the teams a little bit in certain regards. Overall, I would say characteristics very indicative of very good ice. Lots of movement when it's needed. Sweeping seems to have a great effect on the rocks, trajectory and speed. Players making lots of shots out here, so lots of characteristics of very, very good quality championship ice. And the crew here is one of the best I've worked with in terms of consistency, listening to the players' feedback, and having a good plan of what they want the ice to be. So, hey, hats off to the crew here in Swift Current. Lots of guards in play here. So that blank opportunity I was talking about mere moments ago, not looking like that's going to happen. Especially with a second center guard from Team Constantini. Wow. Beautifully swept. They'll keep it within 2 feet of the hog line. And the reason that's so nice is because it's going to make these peels, these double peels, so much more difficult. Just so much more distance between the rocks that you're trying to remove. You're now taking on what appears to be an 8-foot, 10-foot long double. But that's what they'll do. Team Sasaki with 5 rocks in play. They know that free guard zone is over. They are clear for takeoff if the peel game is something that they want to do. Big slide here. Sweeper's indicating the weight is up. And I can tell you from my camera controls, this is a fast rock coming down the ice. But only 1 rock will remove. High guard coming from Team Constantini. Lots of rotation on that stone. Gives the sweepers the power to drag it a little further. Appears to be another expertly swept rock. So confident. Oh, or did they get a little cocky? Yeah, that would be a look of frustration. Trying a little too hard to get that rock perfectly just across the center line. Results in a hogged rock. Even I had a little too much faith in that. I thought they threw it. They were so confident where it was going to stop, but it looks like they were just trying to tease it a little too close to the hog line there. Leaves this first run back opportunity. Oh, misses by less than 2 inches. The second one at the back. Would have missed the spot on the rock they were trying to hit by under ½ an inch. Very, very close attempt there from Team Sasaki. Overall, situation still favors Constantini. Team Sasaki has now fought back against 1 layer of guards by Constantini hogging that first one, but with that failed run back attempt, they'll still have to deal with this center guard and the one coming. Another opportunity to stagger and overlap center guards. This is what teams are going for as they try to protect situations, create overlap, and create a space in between. So just waiting, trying to get around that rock, and there's that overlap I talked about. Now with those rocks being so close together, they did not get the stagger that they would have hoped for. So that is going to be quite an easy double peel. Still, one more rock where Sasaki can't play a run back. It's the whole objective. It's very interesting how soon she releases that rock. It was barely past the logos in about a 3 guard zone area. She's already letting that one go. But hey, that's the second time I've noticed it, and that's the second 100% shot in a row that she's made with that technique, so. It's a good technique for getting extra velocity on that stone. The longer you hold on to it as you slide, the slower the rock eventually becomes. Another very high guard here. Sweeping for line now. Just had to manage that stone in a sense where they needed to manage the curl more than they wanted to manage the weight. They could have swept it harder sooner, but that may have kept it outside for longer, thus not protecting the stone. Either way, it's not a great guard. It's going to leave a lot of space to make this half weight, board weight hit. Sasaki can roll either way. They have corner guards set up on both wings. So this opportunity, this moment, is what they have been working all end to create. Let's see if third Mari Motohashi can make good on this opportunity they worked so hard to open up. Sweepers on the outside, trying to coax some curl out of this. Will it hang on in the rings? Here's that has just spun out, so close. Very close. Maybe threw it just a little harder than she needed to throw it. Don't think you needed that much weight to get your roll over to that corner guard. Either way, they do remove the dangerous yellow stone that will then need to be replaced. Stefania Constantini just reasoning with her third here. What will happen next? If I throw my rock behind this center guard, what will Team Sasaki do in response? Just establishing if she ends up in the top 12, Sasaki will then draw around the corner guard, thus ignoring her stone. Well, I got a solution for that. Don't be in the top 12. See if she can bury this, get a piece of the forefoot, force Sasaki to throw another kind of hack weight hit. The battle continues. It's a very, very good game. Asking for a smidge more ice there, Stefania Constantini. Sweepers have been on it pretty much the whole way. Both of them taking an outside stroke, outside to inside stroke to try and get more curl out of this rock. Don't quite get it there. It's been a tough end on these Italian sweepers, having to go hard on most, if not all, the rocks thrown this end. Bit of a mistake letting that early guard hog, thus opening the door for Sasaki to make a play on their rock in the forefoot. Since then, they've been sweeping hard every shot. Could be a case where the ice is changing a little bit. This is the 7th end. It's natural for ice to get a little bit slower down the busier paths, the busy draw paths in the 7th and 8th ends. To varying degrees, of course. Really nice draw there. They're just trying to coax it to curl, trying to balance their need to go for weight with pausing for a couple seconds to let the rock take some curl. Very kind of give and take patient game that they'd have to play there. Fairly well managed. Of course, they would have preferred to get that rock a little more buried, not show as much. Looks like Stefania can get to about the face of this. Not much room for a roll inside. But as we've discussed, a force to 1 is a very good result for Team Constantini. As long as she can get her shot rock buried somewhere that it can't be removed. That might even mean rolling to the outside. That will force Team Sasaki to make a very difficult blank attempt or take a single point. Stefania Constantini. Last stone, 7th end. She will get the rock, she will get a roll. Not quite enough of a roll, though. Just needed an extra rock's worth of roll, an extra 1 foot of roll, and that would have taken away. Ooh. It appears I have been ignorant of the biter of the top 12. There is no blank attempt. There is no blank opportunity for Team Sasaki. I had discounted that rock in the top 12. Stefania's earlier draw. I did not think that caught a piece of the rings. It will be a forced shot for 1 point for Honoka Sasaki. Honoka Sasaki, with her final rock, looking to score a single point to tie this game up in the 7th end. Outside sweeper, coaxing some curl out of this one. And it will be enough. A nice control weight hit. Well done. Single point. Honoka Sasaki. Stefania Constantini's team, as they started this game, will have hammer on the last end. It's a very exciting B-side matchup. We'll be right back.
I've been raised on the farm since day one, so I was born into it. My grandfather came in here in 1905. I want to continue the farm for him and generations to come. So
I think it's a privilege that we get to be here. It's just a wonderful way of life.
What job is there that you can go to work with your dad and brother, with your kids by your side? Doesn't get much better than that.
Vernon Dodge Jeep is the home of the no charge.
Had some questions about if our houses are painted or they logo. Our events are always painted houses, but in the future coming out, I'm pretty sure we're going to be going to all logo houses. They're a great revenue source for any curling club. You can get your advertisements on there, and usually after the first year, the houses are paid for. It's all free money for you. So hopefully check Jet Ice out for your future in-house logo.
4-4 tie. Stefania Constantini carries Camera into this 8th end. What a fantastic game. If you've been tuning in for this whole thing, you would have seen Constantini's team take control early. You would have seen Team Sasaki fight back in the 3rd end, get a single point, a nice shot for their single point. A well-earned steal in 4, and in the 5th end, a missed shot for 2 from Stefania Constantini. A flashed open hit. Gave Sasaki yet another steal. Stefania Constantini's team in the 6th end really fought hard in just a really interesting angle, tap, run back, freeze. Every type of curling shot you'd want to see in the house. The jockey for positioning was called and made in that end. Just a really good lesson for myself as well on the drag effect and the angle that rocks will take as they spin and roll off one another. Stefania Constantini makes it work for her, scores 2 points, even though she faced 3 perfectly made Team Sasaki shots in response. That 6th end. Bookmark that one. Here we are in the 8th end, tie game. Stefania Constantini's team taking care of business in the 7th end, creating a force scenario where Sasaki had no choice but to make it hit through the port to score her single point. Now, tick attempt number 2 coming down the ice. Lead looks a little nervous, and they are able to move it off the center line a little bit. A little bit of positive outcome there. Shooter will roll through the rings, or will it? Tough to say. Did that rock stick around? Somewhat important. It means later on in the end, if Constantini rolls out on her final hit, she will still score a point, if that one, of course, is still shot rock. Team Sasaki gets their wish. A center guard survives the ticking onslaught. That's basically all you can hope for. Tied without in a last or extra end scenario. Around the guard for Team Sasaki. They will need to make every single shot if they want a hope of stealing this game. So, they seemed oddly satisfied with leaving that one in the top 12. Not so sure about that. With a peel coming down the ice from Team Stefania Constantini, you would think that rock needed to be the one you intend on stealing with. I don't know if you can count on a rock biting the 8-foot to be taking away enough of the scoring area to reliably steal a point. So, peel number 1, successful. Stefania Constantini's team will have 4 or 5 more of those. Coming down the ice. And now it is up to Honoka Sasaki's team to create the scenario they need to steal. It starts with the center guard. If Constantini is going to continually remove that center guard, well, Sasaki will have to replace it. So, peel number 1 was made. Replacement number 1 coming down the ice. This is a 8th end scenario, or final end scenario, we see play out quite a bit in professional and competitive curling. Which team will slip up first? Which team will miss their required peel and replacement trade? That's a fine center guard. With Team Sasaki throwing that guard to straight guard their existing stone in the rings, that kind of confirms my suspicion. They do expect that rock in the top 8 to be their steel stone. Makes me really wonder why they didn't sweep that one further into the rings. If Team Sasaki did not believe that that will be the stone they were going to steal with, well, they'd be throwing their guard right on the center line. That way, if they get a miss, they have a perfect guard to protect the button with. Protect the button, not their draw here biting the top 8 button. And another replacement coming down the ice. Neither team missing their peel or replacement. Likely both seconds and thirds will throw nothing but this shot. A centerline guard, a peel. It's the reason why you avoid these situations as a team without hammer. You feel quite helpless. There's no amount of skilled... there's no skilled shot you can throw that will fix the scenario. You don't even have the option to play the Hail Mary. All you can do is continue to replace this guard as good as you can, hope for a miss. A miss being a flashed peel, not as common, or a nosed or stuck or jammed peel, which seems to be a little more common, especially when you start taking on double takeouts and stuff like this. If I was Stefania Constantini, I would consider just going for a straight peel here. But it looks like they're going to take on this run back double, and of course, if made, this will clear all trouble and all but assure an open shot for Stefani's last. Let's see if they can make good on this opportunity. That rock is really curling, especially for a hit of that weight. They do make contact with both. They do clear both, but none of it was worth it because they've left a center guard. And now the initiative falls back with Team Constantini, as Sasaki is now the team that needs to simply replace a missing stone in what is a potential scoring setup. They have their center guard now. Constantini has given it to them. That trade may end up stinging Constantini. I don't think that rock in the top 12 foot biting the top 8 foot was worth risking leaving a center guard out there. So unfortunately, this one will be light, out of the hand. Team Sasaki playing Plan B right now, which is let it sit as a frozen guard and hope Constantini gives them another miss. 2 missed shots in a row. A missed peel, or a double takeout, I should say, and then probably even worse, missed open come-around opportunity for Team Sasaki. Both stones and the shooter will need to roll out of the play area for this to be considered a good shot. They do exactly that. Marta Lodesorto makes good on her opportunity to fix the mistake from previously. Things looking very bleak for Team Sasaki now, with neither a center guard or a stone to steal with. They will need to hope for 2 misses from Stefania Constantini. All she can do is put her stone in the rings. Hope there's another opportunity to either protect it or make Stefania's last shot harder, but Team Sasaki accepting the center guard steal will not be happening. They will use what guard is available to them, which is a corner guard, and they will put one in the rings in a place that it cannot be hit. Looking like a nice attempt. Sweeper's trying to balance making it curl more and not bringing it too deep. And they'll get a half-buried stone in the back of the rings. If Stefania peels that guard, won't do her too much good. Sasaki will then put another stone in the rings, perhaps in the top 8 or 4 foot, which will then put the pressure on Constantini to stick around on her last one. Stefania Constantini, instead, will follow this rock down. Lots of room to get shot stone in a position that's over top of the Sasaki rock. Sweeper's not going too hard on this one, waiting for it to curl. Weight looks all there. They will not get a frozen scenario, but they will get shot stone. So more or less mission accomplished, Stefania Constantini. That is the advantage to throwing that shot. Is it doesn't have to be perfect. As long as it's shot stone, it will prevent Sasaki from occupying the front and middle of the house. Stefania Constantini already has her draw to the 4 foot in her mind. With that made shot, she knows it will either be an open hit, where she can roll out and still win the game, or an open draw to full 8 foot for the win. She's got to be feeling pretty comfortable with both of those scenarios. Really well played game. Team Sasaki here after the third end really stepped up the way that they were reading the ice and also got very brave with their tactical decisions and strategy. Lots of pressure being put on Team Constantini. They'll need one more shot to be made here in order to have a chance to steal a victory. Stone is really slowing down on them. Sweepers looked quite surprised in how the weight came off of that one. They'll have to sweep it pretty hard to hold the line. Looks like shot rock Sasaki. Great adjustment by the Japanese team. Sweepers recognized that the stone was losing weight fast and starting to curl quite quickly. They knew that if they didn't act fast, they would lose it. They did act fast. They put enough pressure on their brooms there. Keep that stone straight enough to maintain shot rock. It will be a draw to the 8 foot for Stefania Constantini, who's had a hot and cold game. Looked impressive at times, but also had a very key flashed hit 3-point swing in the 5th end. She can put it all behind her with a nice draw here. Last rock. Sweepers are on it right away. They seem to like it. Keeping it clean. Keeping a close eye. On and off. Never panicking. I like the looks of it. That's going to be a big pressure shot from Stefania Constantini and her team. Wonderfully entertaining game. Japan and Italy have two teams here that they can be proud of. That was a well played and well tactically managed game. Gotta question the Team Sasaki not coming into the forefoot early in this end, but you know, such a back and forth game. Thanks for joining me on that one. We still have, looks like 2 games active on the ice here. Go ahead and flip over to those live streams. Catch the end of the draw action here from Swift Current. I've been Rory McCusker. See you next time.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
Just got our shipment of logos here in for our next event, which is going to be the mixed doubles. As you can see, there's a few of them. There's roughly 20 logos per sheet to be put in for the mixed doubles, along with a couple extra little dots. But all our logos come from Jet Ice. They are the best logos to put in. We use them around the world, and they're very easy to install. As you can tell, this is the center ice logo that's going to be going in for the world. This is about a 4-footer by 10. It's going to look like $1 million. Their colors on their logos are always nice and vibrant. And like I said before, very easy to put in.